Okay.
There we go. So, good morning, Sincere.
Good morning, Dahlia.
I can't tell you how excited I am for this interview today to really get your uncut feedback on what your experience has been working with me, Savvy Nurse Consultant, for your health coaching. I'm really excited.
Yes.
All right. So,
Yes, me
we're going
too.
to dive right into it. And please, give me your uncut feedback. All right. Because the
Okay.
purpose of this is to see if anyone's going to get inspired by your story. There may be somebody out there contemplating, like, do I want to do a health coach? Do I need additional support with whatever the health goals are, losing weight, working on their diet, whatever it may be? There may be someone out there who's going to see this and get inspired by your story. So I'm really glad that you're able to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for asking me.
Absolutely. So, first things first, there's so many things out there when it comes to getting help for your health, weight
Mhm.
loss, diet. There's a plethora of things out in social media world and just in general. So for you, what was your why and what made you seek out health coaching?
Well, for me, I mean, it was a couple of things. I knew that there needed to be some changes in my overall health, not just for me, but I have a daughter, and so my thought was, I want to develop healthy habits that she will see. And then as a nurse practitioner, as you said, there's a lot of things that are out there that you could use and try, and some are effective. But for me, it was really the full service approach and really kind of like the tried and true methods of putting in the work
Hmm,
of doing health, right? It's of
absolutely.
making it a lifestyle and not a one time or 1 month thing. I think, one of the things that resonated from working with you was that this is a lifelong journey, right? And so even if, there are definitely goals, for me, it wasn't particularly weight loss, but more toning, shaping, again, healthy diet planning. But
Mhm.
all of that is not just for a particular event or particular day, it's for your life. And I mean, personally, knowing you,
Mhm.
and how supportive you are, just that all of those things together kind
Right.
of made it say, this is the right choice for
Amazing.
me.
Amazing. So you decided, I'm going to go the route with health coaching. I'm going to work with Savvy Nurse Consultant. How has it been going? So we started back in April. April 1st. It's been three
Yeah,
months. It went by quick.
I know.
Um,
It
it
does. It
it
really
really did
does.
go by quick. So when we started, in terms of just my coaching approach, how was the day to day in terms of the process with you? What worried you in the beginning? What was your concerns?
Yeah. I think for me in the beginning, especially, it was a thought of, do I have time to do this? Because it is for sure a commitment to myself, also to you, being mindful of your time and expertise.
Mhm.
And just kind of saying like, is this something that I can actually be consistent in?
Okay.
And that was another reason that I thought health coaching would be better for me because it was a way of holding myself accountable, knowing that you would be asking me certain questions, asking me to do certain things in terms of exercising and the finger sticks and the weights and all of those different things that are part of the program. And so my biggest concern at first was, can I do this? But over time, your approach was very much supportive. And in the beginning, when it was a little like rockier,
Mhm.
as I was starting to kind of navigate how to incorporate some of these things into my life, you sat down with me and you said, listen, can we do X, Y, and Z, or can it look like this? So it wasn't like this cutter, everybody has to do it the same way approach. It really was individualized and personalized. So that helped me to move past that. And once I got into a rhythm, it was really, I would say it became kind of like second nature.
Mm,
Um, and to anybody that might be listening to this, give yourself that time because it does require, for me at least, a couple of weeks to really kind of just like settle in. But once that happens,
right.
it's it's smooth sailing from there.
Absolutely. And, I will say working with you, you showed up every single time. And what I can appreciate as the coach was, there were days that if things didn't go according to plan,
Yeah,
you that
yeah,
accountability. You took that accountability
yes,
and with encouragement, letting you know, okay, let's get back to doing this or let's implement this back
right.
again. So I think accountability was,
Yeah,
and you absolutely did that. And it shows in the
thank you.
results that you got 100%.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. And I will also say to your credit as well that you understand that life happens. I to everyone Nicole, I went on vacation at one point during our consulting time. And when I got back, I we had a conversation about how to really kind of like regroup, regather. And it wasn't like, oh, you went on vacation and oh, you just messed up everything. It's kind of like, all right, let's start from here. Here's what we need to do. We'll double down on this, we'll change this. And it was very much like it was doable with life, which
Right.
I think is what
Right.
we need.
Awesome. Awesome. And so for you, you mentioned like what you really wanted to work on was toning, right? And so
Yes.
what have you seen in those respects? Like, have you seen some changes and what are those changes for you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So for sure, my core has always been an area where I have felt the most struggle, if I can use that word. And working with you, I'm absolutely seeing more definition in that area that honestly I've not seen
Amazing.
before. Um, my endurance and stamina has increased. Um, Definitely in the lower body, in the legs,
Hmm.
which I was telling, and I'll share with everybody, tended to be my stronger area anyway, but I'm definitely seeing more muscle definition in
Awesome.
my legs. And when I put on my leggings and things like that, I'm like, oh,
Yes,
okay,
I'm
girl.
here for
All
it. Muscle
right.
definition.
All right. And just being able to like walk a flight of stairs and not get winded,
Right.
being able to walk and take my daughter to school and like energy just there.
Amazing. I love to hear it. I mean, I love to see the changes. It's very encouraging because when you work with someone to help them change lifestyle and you see the changes happening, it's so encouraging and not only motivating for the client, but also for the health coach who's seeing these changes unfold, right? And seeing all of these beneficial things changing. So it's amazing. Now, in terms of, I equipped you with an arsenal of workouts. And I know you loved some, and some were, more
Yeah.
challenging. So, what was your most challenging workout?
Oh,
Like,
it's the burpees.
the
100%. I don't have to,
I knew
there's
you
no
were gonna say
thought, there's nothing to think about.
right, right,
That
right. The burpees. Yeah.
is, yeah,
Mm. It's
yeah,
one of those, total body workouts. That's gonna target everything, but it is a challenge. But
yeah,
you rose to the challenge. You did the burpees, and I'm glad that you did it despite it being a challenge. And again, I always say give yourself grace because that's what the
yeah,
journey is about when it comes to your health. Give yourself grace.
absolutely. And you helped me to modify them so it wasn't like I had to go all in
Mhm. Right.
with these military style burpees when I literally just started exercising. You know what I mean? So it was very the approach again of that weaning in. Some people might not need that, but I needed it.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
very helpful.
Yeah, it's very tailored. That's the thing because it's not a cookie cutter, one size fits all. Every client shows up at a different activity level.
Yeah,
what their baseline is. So for me as a health coach and also a nurse practitioner, right? So the goal is to meet someone where they are and then go along the
exactly.
journey. And that's always been
Exactly.
for me. Meet every client where they are, make it sustainable so that once the 3 months is over, this is now your lifestyle. You are not
Right.
trying to go back to what was happening before. This has become a part of your life and it's not strenuous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, what would you say to a prospective client, someone out there in the world who's contemplating, do I want to work with Savvy Nurse Consultant? Do I want to work with this health coach? What would you say to someone who's contemplating working with me?
Yeah. I would say do it. I would say first and foremost have a consultation, make sure that this is the right fit for you. But I know from my personal experience that you won't be disappointed. I know people promise a lot of different things. Again, like you go on TikTok or Instagram or any other place,
Mhm.
you talk to different people. And, you know, there's a lot of fads out there, a lot of quick fixes. But to be honest with you, personally speaking, until your mindset matches where you want to go,
Yes.
it's very difficult to get those results on a long-term basis. But when you work with Savvy Nurse Consultant, it's again the whole picture. It's looking at your vitamins, it's looking at your nutrition, it's looking at your sleep patterns, it's looking at stress level. Like it's looking, I always like to say a full spectrum approach versus just, okay, you need to lose weight or you need to tone or you need to um because even though that can work for some people, again, it feels it feels almost a little personally, it would feel a little punitive, right? Because it's like, okay, if I didn't lose the 10 pounds I was supposed to lose, then I
Right.
failed. But
Right.
honestly, for anybody out there that might be looking to work with you, I would say there's not, it's, you won't feel, first of all, you won't feel alone.
Mhm.
You won't feel like you failed if something didn't go the right way. There's always
Right.
an opportunity for growth and improvement.
Mhm.
You will feel very supported. And at the end of the day, um, you feel accountable to you
A hundred
versus
percent.
a number or
100%.
something else.
100%.
So and again, value makes it very easy to incorporate this into your life. Like, so personally speaking, as a single mom, um, most of my day, if work and home and then,
Right.
taking care for my daughter and all of these different things that we have on our plate. And sometimes we put ourselves to the back burner. But again, I would say do it because you won't regret the way that you feel afterwards. Putting that time in for yourself, putting that work in for yourself, it really is going to help a lot of different areas and give you a really nice perspective on a lot of different choices and things that you can do. I mean, even reading food labels now, you know what I
Mm.
mean? Which is,
That's a
I mean, I looked
biggie.
at them before. I didn't look at them
Yeah.
the way you thought. So it's like all of those like pieces really make a sustainable puzzle. And
Absolutely.
so that's why I would say anybody looking for a health coach, don't hesitate to use Savvy Nurse Consultant.
Yeah. So, I mean, I really appreciate that insight, and I'm sure that others will absolutely appreciate that as well. So, thank you for sharing
Absolutely.
that.
You're
And again,
welcome.
it's little tiny pieces that add up together to make the whole thing work. And
Absolutely.
you showed up every single Monday on our check-in calls. You
Yep.
showed, and if there was a day that it wasn't possible, we changed the day, right? And
Yep.
you showed up no matter what, and you did the work along with the support. So you made it happen, right? And overall,
Yeah.
past 3 months, the highlight of the 3 months, what was that? When did you have like the aha moment? Like, oh, wow, I am actually doing this and it's
Yeah.
actually working.
I I know it's gonna sound funny to maybe people listening because it's not the scale. It's when I literally chose to drink water. Because- So now you know, like I was not hydrating with water. I could go a whole day and not drink something and then wonder why I was thirsty.
Yeah.
And when I started like actually saying, no, I have to eat, like I have to eat a meal. No, I have to drink water. No, I don't need to snack right now. I need to, if
Yeah.
I'm feeling hungry, then I need to make a choice for something that's a little bit on the healthier side versus, grabbing like a donut. And here's the thing, value doesn't make you feel bad if you grab a donut, but
It's a part
it's
of
a choice. It's a right. And so again, those kinds of things, it's when I saw them, me doing them without you
life.
prompting me to do them or saying I should do them, I was like, I get it. So that's why I say it's a little weird because it's not like, yes, I'm very happy with the tone, very happy with the definition that I'm seeing, but I'm happier with the fact that I know I can do it.
Amazing. I mean, you're like the model client. I've said this to you before.
Oh,
I've said this to you before because you do the hard work and you get it done and you stay to the plan and that's what gave you the results. So I
yeah,
really, really thank you for making this time to do this
of course.
interview with me. And it's absolutely been a pleasure. And I know that since we've completed working together, you're going to continue on. You're going to continue on
Absolutely.
utilizing all the things you've been equipped with. You're going to show up for yourself because you show up to every other thing in your life. So you're not going to drop showing up.
Yeah,
So I can say
it's
that
true.
100%. I know that you're going to continue, and that makes me feel really happy.
Yeah, yeah. And I love just as a final thought, everything that you told me to do, I do it at home. So it's not like I have to go somewhere else or do something or commute somewhere. Because then I'll be honest with you, I don't know how
Yeah,
how feasible it would have been long term.
right.
But every piece of equipment you told me to get, I got to my house. And again, it just made it so easy
Mm,
that it's like, wow,
mm,
what I mean? It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be,
exactly. It's doable.
over it's doable. Yeah.
Absolutely, it's doable, and you're the proof that it is. And I know without a doubt that this will inspire someone who's thinking like, I can't do this. How am I going to be
Yeah.
able to manage this? Your story is going to
Yeah.
inspire someone, and that alone right there is the work. That's the impact. So,
Yeah.
thank you again, Sincere. It's been
Thank
an
you.
absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and keep on sticking to it. You got this.
Yes. No going back. We're gonna keep
Come
moving
back.
forward.
Nope.
That's it.
Nope. All
That's it.
right. Take care. Have a good day.
Bye.
All right.